Coming in at number 52 on our top 100 movies list of all time is a film that proved you didn't have to be all kinds of gory to be effectively scary. We're talking about 1982's Poltergeist, which is a terrific spooky movie.
Yeah, I believe this was rated PG, and you're absolutely right. There is nothing that you can't watch with anybody who's not under the age of 8 in this film. I mean,
psychologically terrifying, but no guts get thrown across the screen or anything
which is nice and elegant. It was written and produced by Steven Spielberg, directed by Tobe Hooper.
They're here.
Now, of course, there's always been a rumor that Spielberg was the one who kind of pulled the strings behind the scenes. He's the one who a lot of people...
Spielbergian feel,
I like
doesn't
that, Spielbergian. Yes, it does. You know, Craig T. Nelson is the dad, Jo Beth Williams is the mom, Heather O'Rourke is the child. Can you imagine a more picturesque, more like Sears photo catalog looking family? I mean, they have the perfect family life. This is another one of these suburban tales where things kind of get a little bit scary. I mean, nothing was scary about suburbia back in 1982. Spielberg made it scary.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a really cool, effective, creepy, scary thing that also played with the comforts that we all have around televisions and technology and how easily that can be manipulated for very terrifying results.
It's so true. She literally gets sucked into the television. Now, as kids who grew up with the television, you know, this was something our parents were always telling us, don't sit so close to that thing because this is what could happen. You could get pulled in and then you're just behind the white noise static after that.
Bastard, she's just a baby!
You believe this family, the dialogue between the characters is really human and wonderful, and your heart goes out to them that they have to go and live through this terror.
You're rooting for them. Even when they bring in that little homunculus woman, Zelda Rubinstein, to kind of help them get her out of the television, you know, you're still like, man, I hope this all works out. They seem like really good people.
Well, we did take a look at Poltergeist as a Blu-ray. Here's a peek.
Very few films scared me as much as a child as the one we're talking about today on Blu-ray, Poltergeist.
I agree with that, actually.
Oh my gosh, I remember hiding behind the couch at my neighbor's house watching that movie. Oh, it is...
Sissy.
It's a movie that has a very interesting history associated with it. I mean,
really does.
This is a movie that is, for all intents and purposes, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, and
he was directing E.T. and this basically at the same time, and the Directors Guild said, you can't do that. This movie and E.T. came out within 1 week of each other in 1982.
I know.
Can you imagine that? Crazy town. Anyway, Poltergeist, of course, stars Craig T. Nelson and Jo Beth Williams as a couple whose house, unfortunately, was built in the wrong spot.
You could say that again.
And has a whole bunch of disembodied ghouls and ghosts in it, poltergeists, and bad stuff starts happening. Actually, it's interesting because the beginning of the movie, fun stuff starts happening.
Mommy, that's fun.
And then it gets real bad real quick.
Totally.
And they try to get rid of all the ghosts. They bring in ghost experts.
And a tiny lady with a high voice.
Oh, yes.
Who's my favorite. But Poltergeist really was one of those terrifying films that I used to think about at night in my bed. Like, I hope nobody left the TV on. I hope the snow doesn't come. This was one of the movies that when it came out, in terms of visual effects, was considered to be very groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And actually, I was impressed.
Well, there's hits and misses there.
Yes, but you have to admit that for a movie that came out in '82, they hold up pretty well.
So this movie is really one of those pinnacle 80s films that everybody should see, and if you haven't seen it, you should.
So there you go, Poltergeist sitting comfortably in at number 52.
I still want Craig T. Nelson to be my dad.
We could probably arrange that.